What's up, Alex O Crypto? Starting a minute early. Shout out to you guys. Let me fix the hair. We got the Otter Gang toque with the otter. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Shout out to my bionicle otters out there. With one getting a bionicle arm, it looks like. And one getting some bionicle legs. Shout out to the chat. What's up, everybody? Sniper's Nightmare, Felix, Space Invader, Padawan Rangebender, The Fallen One. Let's go. And a new guy. What's up, Arrow Pump? Hello, friends. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's jump into the charts. Thank you so much for being a part of this channel. And we'll talk about the trade that I'm currently in. Because, you know, I jumped in. I said, hey, I'm going short in the Discord. So don't forget to join us in the Discord. Links in the description down below. But yeah, I said, hey, I'm shorting. We're up a little bit right now. It came a little bit higher. But you know what? We had a good stop loss above the wicks here to our left. And we're aiming for the bottom of this range. So currently I'm in this short. I've taken a wee bit of profit. A wee bit. Just to ensure that we break even here. Now we've kind of trickled sideways, haven't done too much, but this isn't really the big news, right? This really isn't the big news. We'll close that trade off. The big news is this inflation rate. Now, for all you spoiled people in the UK and North America, your inflation rate comes out at 8:30 Eastern time. Ours comes out at, 1:30 in the afternoon. So, we'll have to be on our toes. Oh, 1:30 in the afternoon. You see, this is for the UK. We're plus 11 here. So just to warn you guys, our inflation rate comes at 12:30 in the morning. Right, bright and early. So as the day turns, we get inflation rate. So me and Felix are going to be staying up late. No, I'm not staying up for that, man. I got to work early in the morning. What do I expect for CPI? Well, they're calling for a little rate hike, right? They're calling for this little rate hike from 6.2. Our previous was 6.5, going to 6.3. So for me, right now, I've heard mixed signals. I've heard that it's going to be bearish because a lot of things haven't. I've heard a lot of mixed things. So I've heard that it's going to be bearish because it's going to spook everybody out. I've heard it's going to be bullish because, it's not 0.75 basis points, and we're starting to turn out of a so-called recession. So for me, I know from my experience, whenever CPI data comes out, it's going to go up and down. It's going to do something like this. It's going to be like, wee, wee. And you're going to get a Darth Maul. The Darth Maul lightsaber as they talk about. Does this look like a lightsaber? No, that's more like a propeller. You're going to get a Darth Maul lightsaber. And from that, it'll make its decision whether it wants to go up or down depending on the news. We can, However, we can look at what the charts are giving us, and we can look at how we want to trade this. So currently, we were talking about the weekly candle that we got in. So we'll start from the top, right? We always got to work our way down. We'll turn off all this stuff on the side, and we'll work our way down like we normally do, and we'll look at what the range is going to give us, right? Because we can see that clearly that we have printed a bearish candle, right? We'll even get rid of this. We've printed a bearish candle, and right now we're stuck in the middle of this range, right? Very bearish candle. But on the daily, what can we see here? Felix says, if anything like the last Fed rate hike, we hardly moved. I remember that last Fed hike. It was right around here, I believe. And yeah, we barely moved. I think we wicked up. Yeah. This is where it was. We wicked up. Right here. This was us. and then we shorted it right here. Remember? I remember that. So we came up. We boosted up with the last rate hike. So could we go up? Could we go down? Well, let's look for confluence, right? So let's go back to the daily. Let's take a look. What are we seeing in the chart? So we can see that money flow was coming out. It was coming out. We can see that there was a big hump here, but it's kind of evened out now. It's evened out, right? When we zoom in on the market cipher, oh, it's even curled up a little bit now. I haven't noticed that. So it's starting to curl up now. We're getting this rollover here. We could be looking for a green dot to print, and we could be moving upwards, right? That's a very bullish sign on the daily. That looks bullish, but we have mixed signals throughout the charts, right? We have, in the medium-term time frames, we have money flow out, and then these green dots have already worked their way into the charts, which is still kind of bullish. It still looks very bullish. And if we were looking at this, we would have seen a beautiful divergence here with higher highs. Higher highs, if my mouse would cooperate. Maybe I should full screen this there. That would help. Yep. And lower lows, right? So we had a nice divergence. And I was sleeping during this trade because I've had this marked out on my chart for quite some time. So we've had multiple signals, but we have multiple places that we're going to look for price to come to. Now, one of the key areas for me for price to come to right now is these lows previous right here, right? And also, we're looking at this. If we go from swing low to swing high, I believe there's a 786 here that I am looking for. Ooh, yeah, that's the 786. Now you see this trend line. If I zoom out on this trend line has been respected, right? Now I believe we're going to come back to this trend line. So let's go back to where we were at. It's kind of like a freestyle. That we can see that this 2100 area lines perfectly up with this trend line. So I'm going to put my alarm here so it can wake me up in the middle of the night when it comes in and hits it. Shout out to all you guys. And setting your alarms. Do your alarms ring in the middle of the night and wake you up? Well, mine tend to, because in Australia, market opens while I'm sleeping. It all depends on the numbers. With the new way they calculate CPI, could be a dump. Then a rip up of the CPI is lower than expected. Dump down to rect longs before continue up. CPI higher, we opposite. Yeah. So I heard that too, that now they're calculating CPI differently, and they've actually adjusted interest in the past. So they've gone back and be like, no, I think interest is a bit higher. Which has got people shook in the markets, which got people a bit like, well, if you're changing that and you're saying interest is higher now, so really we're not really at where you say we're at on paper. And obviously they manipulate the numbers in order to price in however they want it to be, right? So there's bigger players at stake. We can also notice that in the crypto universe that Binance, BUSD, their stablecoin, has taken quite the hit from Gary Gensler and the staking, right? They've attacked Kraken and they're attacking the Binance stablecoin, therefore creating a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt, or FUD as they call it, in the markets, right? People are withdrawing from Binance because they're not sure about what's going on. So there is some fear still in these markets. Could that mean that we get a fake out up to the top of this range and then back down, right? Now, when we look at the longer term ranges, change how it's calculated so it doesn't look as bad as everyone follows like sheep. Sniper's nightmare saying that the sheeple are out here and they're ready to play. So we got to watch out for the sheeple. We also got to watch out for the llama patterns. the dragon patterns, depending on how you're looking at it, right? You can give it some wings, but we got to be careful. Nonetheless, we got to trade the ranges, and we have to be prepared. Now, we got two levels that we're watching, right? We have this high from before that we've actually cracked a little, which is pretty cool. We were talking about the FTX and cracking this level here, and we have actually cracked it, which is pretty exciting. So that could be bearish news, and we could ride this further down for some more gains. Whoa, did you see that video he did? What a joker. Even the interview proved he has no idea how staking works. I did. I seen a whole bunch of videos on Gary Gensler and all these CPI figures and how they've been manipulating the markets, and they don't have a Scooby-Doo on how they work. And a Scooby-Doo clue is something I learned when I lived in the UK. Sniper's Nightmare can back that up. So they're attacking crypto because they don't know how they're going to control it. They don't, it's so foreign to them, and it's shocking the system that they have to try and fight back, right? And the way they fight back, well, obviously they will fight with these small exchanges. Not small, but they won't go after Coinbase. They won't go after Binance. They go after Kraken. You know what I mean? To get their foot in the door, right? That can't defend themselves with the amount of lawyers they have, right? And then because they learned their lesson from XRP. When they go after XRP in the army, they had enough money to lawyer up and actually fight back, right? So maybe they've learned their lesson. Now they're going to go slowly but surely at all these small guys, which isn't really fair, but that's the way they work. So be ready for some movement in the charts. Now, this data will happen quick. It'll happen fast. Do I suggest you trade it? Not unless you're experienced. And go back, check the previous dates of where we've had the data. So like here's a previous date, right? We zoom in here at the previous date. And look, typical. Darth Maul, right? The move happens after the Darth Maul. You see the Darth Maul here? They're not taking down Binance. I agree with that. CZ's not stupid. So here's your Darth Maul candle that happened when the news was announced, right? Then a big fake out to the downside to liquidate people and to get people thinking, oh, we're going short. That's the way it's going to go. Only to blast the price up with the next following time frames, right? So this is exactly what happened. So let's learn that, okay, boom, news comes in, Darth Maul goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, gets people thinking, then it goes one way, gets people excited, oh, I'm going to mark it in short, and then kaboom, right? Kaboom, it shoots up. Brother Kraken USA worth 10.8 billion. Now, I'm not saying Kraken's a small company, but I'm saying that they're an easier target than someone like Binance or Coinbase, right? And also, they wouldn't go after Coinbase because BlackRock, I believe, has some sort of play in Coinbase as well. But you are right, Phil. You are right. Kraken is big enough to defend themselves, but I think compared to a Binance or to a Coinbase, it's a much easier target, in my opinion. And it's just an opinion. But you are right about them being able to afford a couple lawyers. But Gary Gensler attacking crypto and really coming after these stakers, right? The fee was only 40 million, but they banned staking indefinitely. Yeah, and they couldn't ban. Oh, look, we're getting a pump here. Ooh wee, maybe I get knocked out. They couldn't ban Ethereum because it's still locked up. The Ethereum's still locked up. It's on stake until March, right? Until March, so they can't ban Ethereum staking. just yet. So there's a lot going on there. It's affecting the markets clearly because we have worked our way down over the past couple days. I did say on my last stream yesterday that this would be a good area to short, and I didn't jump in, and I was kicking myself for it because it would have been a beautiful area to short as we worked all the way down, and I called this on the stream yesterday, and I missed it because I was streaming yesterday, but that would have been a nice move from up here all the way down as well. Now we're looking to pump up. Can we see? We got the bully divs here. We got the beautiful bull divs. This is something I should have traded, but I was just waking up this morning that we were looking to trade as well. But I missed it. That's okay. You know what? There's always more trades. Now there might be even a trade presenting itself right here. Easy to target due to socials. Binance has way more users, right? And is the most well-known. Kraken, less well-known. Currently in short. Amazing. Should I ditch? Well, I'm considering adding to my short. I'm currently short as well. From around here. Snipers in 3 shorts, leaving them running. I'm guessing 1 is LRC. Ace in the house. What's up? How are we doing, Ace? Good to see you here, man. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us. We're glad you're here. Getting a little pump here. Let's see. What's the volume saying? It's been pretty flat. Now we're picking up a little bit of steam. Two LRC trades and GRT. I need to turn on that bell. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the bell notification. Ding dong ditch. Yeah, thank you so much, Ace. You're always in the Discord. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm watching for a downfill, that CME gap, and bounce off the 2017 high. Whoa. You're going back in time, my friend, Space Invader. You go back in time, 2017. You from the past, my friend. I love it. So the CME gap is definitely down at, I believe, 19.5. We have a CME gap. I have it marked out here somewhere. I was talking about that yesterday. 19,500. There we go. 19,500 CME gap. I've already had this marked out. That's good. That's good to know that I am thinking double. So I'm going to move this box down here with my alarm, and this is where I'm looking for a target for a potential long or for price to come down to. Currently in this range. The reason why I got into that trade today is because we were at the point of control. Let's go back and look. We were at the point of control and a Fibonacci golden pocket. So I'm targeting the bottom. I will take, so when I set my trades up, depending on where I am, but yes, I am in here. This high, this low, and then the bottom of the range, which is right here. So I'll set 3. Depending on how fast we move to this one's my first one. This is to guarantee the trade. So this one is adjustable. The other ones, I don't adjust. Unless unless I see that we have a change of market structure. So I should say that too. So if I see like we come down here and we make some sort of bullish divergence where we come down like this and we bull div, then obviously I take profits and I'll get out. I'll get out and I'll look to long, right? If I see a change in market structure. But basically, you know, I'm aiming for a 3-to-1. I'll take profits early, depending on how quickly we come down from my target. This stop loss will be above the previous wick high, which was over here, so it'll be above here. Give it a little bit of grace just in case. A little bit of grace just in case. Do you use limit orders to take profits on buy? Always limit orders. It's always limit orders. I never, ever use market orders unless I'm like, okay, I'm out. Then I mark it out. Always limit orders. I find the fees are just extortionate. So I always use limit orders. And I don't find it hard to get my limit orders in. Just go on the 1 minute, zoom the heck in, slide the trade up to where you need it to be. And typically sometimes it'll run away from you. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes if I'm looking to get this, I'll zoom right in on the 1 minute. I'll expand it. I'll get in on this candle. Let's say this is my bar. I'll get in and I'll put it like literally on its butt right there. And I'll zoom in even more and then I'll get it even closer. You know what I mean? And eventually it does. Sometimes it runs away from me, but most of the time I'll get it and we'll go from there. So that's kind of what I do, because I just don't like market orders. I think like, okay, have my trade set up as much as possible, and when it's set up, therefore I can leave it. You know, set it and forget it kind of deal, so I'm not constantly worried about it. I kind of can let it run. Like even today, like I took this trade at work. I just dropped it down, set the stop loss, put in a couple take profits, and then I went back to work, right? Not worried at all, right? And I don't like stressful trading unless I can get into a scalp mode and I can be banging off of the 24. Like I can go from the 1 hour down to the 24 and I can trade the 1 and the 5 and the 12 and I'll just be on it, right? But when I'm not on it and I'm working, I definitely am just trying to set it and forget it. This is the way I see market structure. This is the way Market Cipher has told me that price is going to go over a period of time. And that's basically how I look at it, right? In order to basically relieve me of the pain of staring at the charts, right? Because I've done it where I'm in a trade that it probably shouldn't be at work, so I just go back and like I'll mark it out, whatever, right? Even if it's like a 2%, 5%, whatever, just get out. You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's about preserving capital. But yeah, that's how I typically look to trade and manage my trade alongside it. If I am staring at the charts, though, there's a little bit more leniency because I am there to manage, right? Being there to be able to manage is a different scenario, because then you can move things around, you can take profits early, and you can trade more, right? So if I take profits now, right? If I just exit this trade now with a limit order, this trade that I'm in, okay? So let's say I'm in this, which I am in this trade. I exit now, right? Boom, I only get that much of the trade. I think price is going to come higher. I can re-enter the trade. I've already made profits on that one trade. I can re-enter the trade up here. I can set another limit order for it to come up and hit that, right? Then I can drop that one down, then the next one down, then the next one, right? Like I can shorten long all day long depending on what the market's giving me. As long as I got volatility and volume and a trend, it's on, right? So that's kind of my ideas. Do I use stop limit orders? I do not use stop limit orders because my stop loss should be a market order. I should always be able to get out of my trade just to protect myself. So it looks like we're coming back up. We had a little wick up here, but this volume is unsatisfactory. It's not enough to keep us moving. It doesn't look like. We are above the VWAP now. It has pushed through. That's what it was trying so hard to get above, clearly. I still use market orders. That's okay, man. It's your trading style, right? As long as you're extracting profits and paying yourself, I mean, you're doing a good job, right? You're doing a lot better than most people. Most people are in here just freestyle gambling, right? I think for us, for me, it's always about talking about risk management, because I was the type of person who could just press the green button and buy something, or the red button and short something, and then hope. Right? And have hope that maybe price will go a certain way, right? Which is not a good way to trade. Might as well go play roulette, right? Bet on black. You've seen how much liquidity is below us. So there is a lot to scoop up. I was looking at Tino, Trader's Reality. If any of you guys have watched Tino on Trader's Reality, he always talks about liquidity. And there is quite a bit above us, right? Or below us. Because obviously we had this huge 30% move all the way up? Yeah, 30% move. How do you mean? I thought you said you use limit orders to take profit. Now you said you use market orders, or did I make a mistake? No, I use a market order for my stop loss. For my stop loss, it's always market, so that it's always guaranteed. Because if it's not market and it's a limit order, if price shoots through a limit order, it can sometimes miss it, and then you get liquidated. We do not want to get liquidated. I'm only talking about my stop loss. I use limit orders only to take profit. Absolutely. Hope that clears that up. Yeah, Tino's good. Tino's good. He has a good way of thinking about market makers and how, how they want price to behave, right? How they want price to behave. I have not used the Trader's Reality indicator. Maybe I'll try it out if you guys want me to, and I can get back to you and let you know how well it works, in my opinion. But I do get his vector candle system where, market maker comes up, always returns price to that area, and then moves forward, right? Tino is at Trader's Reality. British guy, really good trader. He's very passionate, I would say. Market makers, Tino here, let's go. Well, Bitcoin's pricing. He goes off. But he's very intelligent. He's a very good trader. He has his own indicator, and he talks a lot about his indicator and market makers, and he does a good reference on gold. He does a good reference on the S&P, which I'm going to get into now. But yeah, he's good. He's a good channel. Check it out. I watch him quite often. But our stop losses, not limit orders. Market order gets filled instantly, not at a mark price, or am I confused here? So market order is just more fees associated with it because it is instantaneously. But a stop loss, you can have a stop limit order, which doesn't work as well as a regular stop loss, which is a market order. Also, I got into my short because of Jason's chick neck stretch up reference. Chickens drinking water. The chicken drinking water. CDWs, he calls them, I believe. Yeah. So we're going to go over here and look at the S&P 500 just to get some more confluence with what we think is going to happen with the CPI data. Now, we were talking about this the other day, how Dixie has a lot of room to the downside, which means there's a pump on the price, right? If Dixie moves down, Bitcoin moves up, right? So if Dixie's moving down today, What does that mean for tomorrow? That could also mean that was a terrible British voice. I lived in the UK for 2 years, and Mrs. Otter is from the UK as well, and she laughs at my British accent all the time. My missus, hello, bloody hell. Don't be such an amby-pamby. She's probably in the kitchen right now shaking her head. She's laughing really hard. So that's enough of me for the British accent. Let's look at the Dixie here. Oh man, Canadian, eh? Love that queen. Love the queen, okay? God bless the queen. God bless the king. Yeah, Tino is southern for sure. Watch out for Sniper's Nightmare. He's up in the north. I lived in Scotland and in Worcester, which I used to call Worcestershire, but we won't talk about that. So Dixie's coming down. Just key level of support down here. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We don't say about. We say about, man. Oh, man. Oh, well. You know what? Maple syrup, moose, and shotguns, and hunting, fishing, fighting, hockey. That's Canadian. Yeehaw. And toques. Don't forget our toques. And beaver tails. But we're otters here, so otter gang. And snowmobiles, and off-roading, and 4x4, and all that good stuff. I love you all. So happy you guys are here. Dixie coming to support. Can it bounce up right as it drops? Possibly tomorrow. Bitcoin price will move up. And if it bounces, Bitcoin price might move down. This is what we need to watch for tomorrow. Is this key level of support and how the price behaves around here. Make sure you mark it out on your chart. It's just the top of the wicks here, around 102.5. Pet otters, maple syrup, moose, and shotguns. Yeehaw, let's go. Oh, okay. So mark this out. Watch Dixie. Watch as it moves down. We got a double top on Dixie. Clearly can move downwards. And then let's jump over to the futures. Now, the mini futures has been a good indicator lately. It has shown us quite a bit on which way the S&P is going to move. Yesterday it pumped. Guess what happened? Bitcoin pumped and then it dumped, right? So it has been a good setup in the long term, and it is above this key level of support. So when we look at the mini futures, we can see that it doesn't seem to be able to get, I'm going to move this a bit higher now. It doesn't seem to be being able to get above this. Now, if we do get bullish news tomorrow, it could flip this into support and work its way into this next area. But as it looks right now, a lot of people, especially on Twitter and myself, are looking for it to come back and retest this key level trend line and then make its way up, right? So we're watching this, and it's the same trend line on the S&P 500. We're watching it, and we're looking for it to come back down, bounce off of it, and work its way up. And that would be a key indication that the markets have reversed. Now, we haven't had too much of a retracement since popping up to this key level. We've had it come up, touch a level of support, and work its way back down in a new trend line down this way. So we're looking for it to come down and test this trend line down here. Has it happened yet? No, but this is a possibility for tomorrow depending on the data that comes in. So with Bitcoin right now, getting back after looking at all of that, we can see that the S&P is at a key level of resistance. So that, therefore, it can move its way back down. Dixie has room to the downside, which can move the price up. So we have conflicting evidence, right? We have conflicting evidence because even on the 5 and the 6 hour, we have very bullish market structure. But on the total, we are in a downtrend, right? You can see that we are in a downtrend. And we are looking to come back and retrace possibly to this level here that we marked out on our chart, which is a 786. And it's also a key trend line. And also it is a volume node. Actually, I believe it is a key volume node in this range even, which is, yeah. So when you look at these key volume areas here, we can see that, yeah, we got a value area high up here, right? But this is the peak level right here of volume and here. Peak levels, right? This is higher than this. Down here is higher than this, right? This price target right here. So we take that, we mark that across, and we can see that it lines up quite nicely with this 21,000 as well. Anyways, back to the charts. Got to run. Much love. Safe trade. Thank you so much, Felix, for joining us. Hope you get your bionicle arm. God bless. Much love. Be safe out there, especially if you're trading tonight. And if you're tired, be careful out there, my man. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. All right. So we've bounced off the VWAP. We've gotten wicked out, and we could be heading down now. See how things change so quickly on these charts. Right? A quick retest of the VWAP, trying to push through. Obviously, people are keeping the price down. We bounced to the 0.5, and we continue working our way down. So my trade is safe, and we'll see if we can get back down to lower lows. Hopefully this trade holds. Now, the reason why I got into this trade, it is a golden pocket, but also if I pull from the swing high here to the swing low, you can see that it does mark out a golden pocket. And if we pull a volume profile from the left here over to the right, we can also see that it was at the point of control, right? This is why I got into the trade today, just so you guys know why we traded this. We did not get above this high either, which is also a continuation pattern. So if you look here, we got this, but we didn't get above here, right? So I expect for us to maybe come lower or maybe just retest the lows again, right? So that's my thoughts on the corn, on the markets, for the data. Don't forget to be prepared for some volatility. I don't suggest you trade it if you're not experienced. It's not financial advice. It's just simply here to try and help you. So if you enjoy the content, please subscribe. We're coming out with mindset stuff. We have basic tools we're using. I'm trying my best to pump out the content, get it to you guys so that you're always informed. Join us in the Discord. Much love to every single one of you. Thank you guys so much for all your help and support. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out. Okay, quick question. What do you think about trailing stop orders? I do believe if you have taken profits and you're going to bed, throw on a trailing stop, let the trade ride, and sleep like a baby. Because Otter Gang's here. Much love. Shout out to all you guys. Have a great day tomorrow. I'm out. Chip curry tea for dinner. Mrs. Otter's just whipping it up. Much love to every single one of you. Peace out.